What if the most advanced civilization of the ancient world was erased in a single day and night? Not conquered, not defeated, but swallowed by the sea. For over 2,000 years, one name has haunted historians, explorers, and dreamers alike: Atlantis, a city of unimaginable wealth, unmatched power, and technology far beyond its time. And then, without warning, it vanished. But here's the real question: was Atlantis only a myth, or was it a forgotten chapter of human history deliberately buried by time? Our story begins in ancient Greece. Around 360 BCE, the philosopher Plato wrote about a powerful island civilization. He detailed it in two dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his own time. It was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, known today as the Strait of Gibraltar, beyond the known world, beyond the edge of maps. Plato described Atlantis as larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined, an empire that controlled vast territories across the Mediterranean. It was rich in precious metals, especially a mysterious substance called orichalcum, said to glow like fire. But Atlantis was more than wealthy. It was organized, disciplined, and incredibly advanced. Plato's description of the city itself is astonishing. Atlantis was built in concentric circles, rings of land and water perfectly symmetrical. At its center stood a massive temple dedicated to Poseidon, the god of the sea. The walls were covered in gold, silver, and orichalcum. Massive canals connected the inner city to the open ocean. Ships moved through engineered waterways. Bridges connected each circular ring. It was not just a city. It was an architectural masterpiece, one that, even by today's standards, would be extraordinary. Atlantis was not peaceful. It possessed a powerful navy, a military force capable of conquering much of the known world. Plato claimed that Atlantis attempted to invade Athens, but ancient Athens stood alone and defeated the mighty empire. And then something happened, something catastrophic. According to Plato, in a single day and night of misfortune, the island of Atlantis disappeared into the depths of the sea. Earthquakes, floods, and then silence. For centuries, scholars believed Atlantis was nothing more than allegory, a fictional tale created by Plato to teach a moral lesson. A warning against greed, against corruption, against the arrogance of power. Because in Plato's version, the people of Atlantis had become morally corrupt. Once noble and virtuous, they grew selfish, power-hungry, decadent, and the gods punished them. But what if Plato wasn't inventing a myth? What if he was preserving a memory? A memory passed down through generations, a story older than written history. In the late 19th century, a writer named Ignatius Donnelly reignited global fascination with Atlantis. He proposed that Atlantis was a real civilization, the source of all ancient cultures. He suggested that survivors of Atlantis spread knowledge to Egypt, Mesoamerica, and beyond. Though historians criticized his claims, the idea captured the public imagination. Since then, countless expeditions have searched for the lost city. Some believe Atlantis lies beneath the Mediterranean Sea. Others point to the Caribbean. Some even suggest Antarctica. And then there's the volcanic island of Santorini in Greece, destroyed by a massive eruption around 1600 BCE. Could that catastrophe have inspired the legend? Or was Atlantis something far older? Modern technology has mapped much of the ocean floor, and yet over 80% of Earth's oceans remain unexplored. Entire mountain ranges lie hidden beneath the waves. Cities, structures. We simply don't know. If Atlantis existed 11,000 years ago, it would have been during the end of the last ice age, a time when sea levels rose dramatically. Coastlines vanished. Entire regions were swallowed by water. What if Atlantis was one of them? What if we are not looking for a myth, but for a civilization lost to climate catastrophe? And if that's true, what does that mean for us today? Because history has a pattern. Civilizations rise, civilizations fall, and sometimes they disappear without a trace. In the next chapter, we will examine the most compelling real-world locations that could match Plato's description. And the evidence may surprise you.